What's up, chat? Welcome back to my channel. Thank you guys so much for joining me here on my YouTube. So today I'm going to bring you a quick video, literally real quick because it's a speed build of 2 rooms. Well, actually 1 room, but 2 different ways. So I wanted to create a room for a teen girl, but I didn't know which style I wanted to do, so I wanted to do it in 2 different styles using the same packs. Now, I wanted to limit myself here. I wanted to use a lot of the new island living stuff, so I decided to limit myself to only 3 packs plus the base game. So I wanted to use 1 expansion, 1 game pack, as well as 1 stuff pack. However, I didn't actually really end up using the stuff pack, so I guess this is really a 2-pack room build for both of these. So I decided to use the Island Living expansion as well as the Jungle Adventure game pack. I think these 2 pair very well together, and I was really happy with the selection that I had. It's a little difficult when you're used to building with all the packs and then you decide to reduce that down and you're like, you know what, I'm gonna just use this pack, and it's actually pretty hard, but they turned out pretty good, and I wanted to make them very different. So the first one I made kind of your stereotypical kind of girly, but it does have that sort of rustic vibe that you would expect with the Island Living expansion stuff being used, as well as the Jungle Adventure. The Jungle Adventure is kind of rustic as well. So it's kind of like pastel-y, girly, and some girly clutter and stuff around. I decided to use, like, you know, the pink and the turquoise. I love using these new curtains. I wanted to use the fairy lights as well. So the fairy lights are actually from the holiday pack that was free. So I decided to put that in as well, you know, with the base game since it's free. But I mean, I guess if you really want to get picky, I guess that is the pack, the stuff pack that I technically could have used, because I didn't actually use anything from Romantic Garden, which was the pack that I had previously picked. So I just didn't know what to put on the wall. So one of the hardest part about limiting your pack use is that there is very little wall coverings that you have to work with. So that was basically my biggest issue, was trying to get some stuff on these walls so they didn't look so bare, but I wanted it to make sense with the theme of the build. So I did have that pigs fly poster, that motivational poster on the wall, but I do end up getting rid of it because I'm like, okay, I don't know if I'm gonna really want to have this in here. It just didn't seem to fit, but everything else I guess fit a little bit better, and I really like the pinks and the light blues, especially with that gray and blue floor. I feel like it worked really well, and I'm pretty happy with how it turned out anyway. So I was going to try to put that book on the bed, but I couldn't raise it up to the right height, and I didn't want to go in and try to find, you know, one of those like, you know, surfaces that was I could put at the same height, because I didn't want to have to untag all of my stuff. So I was like, you know what, forget it. I'm far too lazy to have to try to figure this out right now. But anyway, so I ended up replacing the pig thing with that you know, colorful painting photograph. I don't know, I guess it would be like a painting or design photo. But yeah, that is the first room build pretty much done. So then I move on to the next one, and I really wanted to just make it a little bit more sophisticated. The first one I made a little bit more, you know, childlike, like teen-like. And while I wanted both to be like teen rooms, I wanted one to have a little bit more of a sophistication, a little bit more of an edge in terms of like modernism. So I had trouble trying to figure out what bed I wanted to use. I didn't want to use the same bed, and I was like, I don't know, do I want to use like a short bed? Do I want to use a big bed? So I ended up initially placing this first single bed from Island Living, and I couldn't really figure out where I wanted to place it because it was a single bed. So I was like, okay, I wanted to use this tile sort of carpeting as well from Island Living, and that I couldn't really get to work in that spot either, just because of how I have the layout of the room, and I didn't want, you know, a piece of it to be sticking out the other side. So I decided to move the bed over this way, and then I actually decided that I didn't want a single bed after all, because you know what, not really fair. The other bed is a double. We might as well go full double on this side as well. So I wanted to do a full-on window seat over here with this little bay window. And these curtains actually worked out really well. There's a weird thing with placing curtains in this game. I don't know what it is. Sometimes you have to actually completely move the curtains out of the way in order to place them in the place that you want. They like weirdly clip to the window sometimes, so you have to, I mean, that's my tip. If you find that your curtains are weirdly clipping to the window and you can't put it in a spot that you want, just move the window out of the way, place the curtain, and then you can put the window back where it's supposed to be. Easy peasy. It's way better that way, and you don't have to like stress yourself out by the clipping. But by the way, we have like, you know, cheats and stuff like that for building like move objects. We have the Alt key so that we can place stuff off the grid. Can we please get some sort of cheat to turn off snapping objects? Please. The snapping objects are so annoying. So like, say you want to place something on a counter, but you don't want to place it into the slot. You want to sort of have it in an area that is, you know, looks good to you. So it's not just like slot, slot, slot. It's like there's so many spaces between the objects when you use the slots. So that's why move objects is great, because you can clutter things up and put things in slots that don't exist, essentially. But you have to sometimes move things around, like move your counter out and place things before putting your counter back, just so it doesn't snap to the area that it's supposed to. Can we please, please, please somehow get a cheat that will get rid of any type of snapping, please? That is just my rant for the day. I use my little dangly boys as well. Love those dangly boys, and, you know, cluttered it up. So this room is much different than the other one. This one might seem less like a teen room, but I tried my best to make it feel more teen-like. But these are the screenshots, and thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you for watching my YouTube. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for liking. Thank you for commenting. Check out my Twitch in the description, and have a good one. Bye, guys.